for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher Remodeling, Booher, BooherRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, that basement where you can actually watch a movie and eat popcorn. Home theater. Why can't you have a home theater? What? Well, that's for somebody else. That's ridiculous. That's silly. You have got a basement that you've never actually turned into part of the home. You've used it as a dumping ground. You don't have to. Booher is there to help. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen. We're talking about the highest quality brand names you know and trust. And Booher guides you through the entire process, starting with that free initial consultation. They walk you through it. You know what's happening every step of the way. They take the stress out of the home renovation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. So yeah, that home theater is very, very possible. Or that kitchen that has more countertop space or more storage space or more has the place to highlight that collection that you have and you always want to show it off. Well, they can take care of that. They can take your ideas and turn them into reality. You don't have to have this kitchen that doesn't work for your family. You can create value for your life right now with Booher. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling. 852-5546. Or online at Booher. Booher. BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn because there is more. I'm vacillating. I'm going between two very, very different stories here. And I'll number one or number two, Matt Bear. Am I going number one or am I going number two? Number one or number two? Which one am I going? All right. Right. No, it's not what I meant, producer Carl. Which one do you want to hear, Carl? Because I don't know where Matt is. Number one or number two? Which story do you want to hear?
I already told you through the hotkey.
Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know what you said. I have no. So I'll just do the starting one here, which is we stated yesterday that now the one big beautiful bill has been signed into law. President Trump has to find something else. He has to find something else that he can work on. This is passed. Understanding him, it's like, all right, what's next? Right? What else are we on to? Well, he's having a meeting yesterday with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel.
I'm stopping wars. And I hate to see people killed. Like, as an example, Ukraine and Russia, they're not Americans they're being killed. They're not Israeli that are being killed. These are all Russians and all Ukrainians. But it's 5,000, maybe 7,000. You know, they have parents and they have sisters and brothers and getting married and who knows? They're just people, but they're souls. And if I can stop a war, you know, because I have an ability to do so. I'm disappointed, frankly, that President Putin hasn't stopped. I'm not happy about it either.
So he takes this really about face and now says we're sending more weapons to Ukraine.
For more than 20 years. Can you imagine? Yeah.
On Ukraine, Mr. President, are you planning to send more weapons to Ukraine?
We're going to send some more weapons. We have to. They have to be able to defend themselves. They're getting hit very hard now. We're going to have to send more weapons. Yeah, defensive weapons primarily, but they're getting hit very, very hard. So many people are dying in that mess.
Now, if you again, it's not because we're smarter. It's because we're more honest. If I go back to the show sheet from yesterday, which you can find at TonyKatz.com, I had a story that Trump talks to Zelensky after a bad call with Vladimir Putin. I wrote a note. And it reads, if you want things to end, it will only come with weapons that are used. That's where we're at. Now Trump has to decide whether he wants that. That was the note I wrote for yesterday's show. I didn't even get to the story. Here we are. It was President Trump holding up arms just a couple of days ago. You go back to the story of July 3rd. A week later, here you go. It's got to be disappointing for the president when the thing doesn't work as you thought it would. And what I would like to see from President Trump, he doesn't have to say it out loud. I'd like to see it through a recognition in action. And maybe that's what I'm seeing. That this whole line that the war never would have started if I was president, that line doesn't matter anymore. That was a line for the election. We're now in the governing, right? You campaign in poetry, you govern in prose. We're now in the governing. What's the plan? Because as you have seen, sir, Vladimir Putin isn't interested in your thought on anything. And yes, that can be seen as offensive and rude and problematic and shameful and all of that. What's the plan? Now, allow me, because you and I, guys, may disagree about this. It's very possible that his plan is to do nothing. I tried. It goes on and lives his life. I did not say he had to send weapons. I am not saying he has to do anything. He could have decided, hey, I gave it my best shot. But it is obvious that that is not his want. And I am curious where MAGAville is going to land on this, because it is the same concept as for Forever War. It didn't end, and it's not going to end. It's not going to end until Russia feels they can't throw another body at it. And if the United States is getting involved, that means that they have less chances to get this done, or they have to ratchet things up. Now, United States involvement could just be the hardware, which is what I have always supported. If indeed we do have a mineral rights deal, it's going to lead to us being on the ground. That's going to mean we're going to have soldiers on the ground, because you're going to protect the assets that we now put there. That's what I meant. If we're going to be on the ground, meaning assets on the ground, meaning businesses and investments, we're going to protect that, which gives the Russians a whole nother reason to pause or be concerned. So I still haven't seen, I mean, we've talked about the mineral rights deal. I haven't seen how it plays out. But it's very obvious Trump wants to try. He's desperate for this to be over, because in his head he hates it so much. And I think that is very true. That is a consistent theme about the man. But he can't get it to end. And I'm wondering, as I wrote in the note the other day, I'm wondering if this is dawning on him now to the point of this action. And if this action is just a one-off, all right, now we'll see what they do. Or if this is going to be a continued level of maneuvering and a new White House, nay, American posture. We support Ukraine. You don't think that could happen? Right now, I think that's the only thing that's going to happen. Matt Barris got